Hey everyone, this is Armored, and today I will be covering an interesting fight between HNB and ANKD in the last recovery of Pompeii. And a lot of good players you can see: Olifants, Jafar, then you have Whiskey Dog, Bjorn, Reaper, then you got Watson, great garrison commander, then of course we have Walt and Mr. Nom. All of these guys are really strong, and we are up for a great battle with ANKD. And on the side of ANKD, we have a lot of strong players as well. We had Gonzo, who is an extremely strong player. Then we have Anton, like a number of strong players in this team as well. Oviedo. Let me just quickly go through these guys. I am always interested to show who all were a part of this battle. Here you see Eddie Viedo, and then you can see a couple of other 200 million plus might players as well. And of course, all of these are extremely and decently strong. So this guy Gonzo, 600 million might, he had about 26 million plus troops. So he's an amazingly strong player as well. Then of course 1988, he is also a very strong player. But ANKD, they were missing one of their stronger players. His name is the Tiger. So a lot of strong players, and about 20 million combat power on the side of HNB and 17 billion on the side of ANKD. So right here you can see they are at 12 billion might, but their actual combat power, that is 17 billion in the matchmaking. So this means these guys are pretty strong, pretty decent sized players, and lately they have been able to assemble a couple of strong players as well. So yeah, so this was a much better matchmaking in comparison to all the previous matchmaking that we had. Yeah, we did face Royal in the last Pompeii, and that was a bit different, right? Because Royal is another a really good team, very decent, very organized, and having a very strong set of veils. So one thing that is really important in these high level Pompeii fights, I want to say, is that the rallies are organized from right from the outset of the battle, right? And then you can see the stronger or the faster heroes, they are moved into the battlefield just by walking. So people do not actually take the train, but the slower players like me, they actually go for the train. And then here you can see a lot of squads moving to their respective locations. One thing I have to say is that HNB is much organized in a way that everyone knows their roles. Like whoever is going for the rallies, who is going for the garrison, who is going to be reinforcing some building, and what timings are to be followed. So this is quite necessary, and this will be seen over the course of this video as well. Like you will see, people will be going for the zombies during the correct timings, and then they will be going for the middle biocap. And here you can see the first battle was being like both the zombies. First zombie spawns at 52 minutes, so this is the first buff that both teams can obtain, and this is what should be aimed by all the teams, I would say, like a helipad. And then of course you need to move into the zombie areas where you can secure your zombies, right? But of course you need to leave a couple of squads at your like I would say helipad, and then to your operations base, which are towards your side, the forwardmost operations base. So these must be occupied by your squad. For example, I will be sending one of my squads here because I believe it is more important than actually to be reinforcing the battlefield with more squads. So having more squads would not be as much helpful in securing the points for my team. But yeah, for now, for this particular battle, I should have kept my adult here. So another common mistake that the smaller teams make is that the weaker players, or they actually port towards the helipad first. In my opinion, this is a big mistake. Like, the first ones to port in your teams, they should always be your stronger players, because once you're stronger players, they are able to port before your weaker players. Then they are able to have their squads launched into the battlefield. I mean to say is that they can replace the squad at a much faster pace in the battlefield, which is quite necessary for the stronger players. For all the whales of your team, they should be the ones porting first. So do not make this mistake, because ports, they have a like a countdown which takes time. And then of course, when you are in a big battlefield, like the one that you're seeing here right now near the zombies, so first of all, you need to create space for your team so that the zombie is secured. But here, the mistake that we actually made was, like on the bottom side, ANKD, they were able to form up a murder ball, but in comparison, we were a little spread out, and some people were staying at the back. So I believe this was the mistake that we actually made, and this can be obviously this can be rectified in the subsequent recovery of Pompeii, but this was the primary reason that we actually lost the zombie in this particular case. So we secured one zombie, and we were unable to secure the other zombie. So our side, we lost the zombie despite having the numbers, because we were more spread out in comparison to team ANKD. But on the back of that, the big thing that was a win for us, our rally, which was launched like at the start by Mr. Nom, that was able to secure the helipad on the side of ANKD. So now people must be thinking why we did that. By creating space inside the enemy helipad or at the enemy zone, we are now keeping them fixated for that particular time being. Their whales and their stronger players now have to take back the helipad, either launch a rally or they have to swarm it down. So if they swarm it down, then it is not an easy job. But if they have to actually launch a rally, then they have to keep reinforcing it. And while the rally takes a little bit of time, then by that time, your other people, like the stronger whales, they can actually port into that helipad and secure that area, or at least create trouble for you, right? So while you will be occupied at that particular place, you will be unable to affect the battlefield, like you will be unable to secure the operation bases, or you will not be able to fight for the biocaps. So this is the primary reason that we were able to secure the helipad. Here you can see a big fight is going on soon after the zombies were killed, and now you can see Mr. Nom has ported in. So actually now a lot of space has been created. So you can see two strong players have ported in, and now ANKD have to remove these guys or have to take the helipad. And now Nom will be able to constantly spawn his troops, like he can call back his squads and then go back in again. So this will be a big trouble, and it will remain troublesome for them throughout this Pompeii. So one more thing that people need to understand is that the people that are fighting at this level of Pompeii, they are unbelievably strong. If we talk about Gonzo, then he is having his vehicles almost maxed out. Everything is above 20 or 20 plus. In some cases, I think he is at 25. And same goes for Nom. In some cases, he is maxed out at 25 for his vehicles. And the same goes for both of them to have their superb arms to be unlocked at the maximum. Like a couple of red horns might be missing, but that is about it. So now that you have occupied Gonzo towards his helipad, so on the other side, now they are being pushed down towards their helipad. So this is the reason that you need to have some kind of diversion which has to keep your stronger whales occupied. And in this particular case, Gonzo is being occupied to secure or clear his helipad. And at the same time, the middle portion, you can see that this middle portion is being dominated by HNB right now. More squads of HNB are there. So yeah, like I mentioned at the start of the video, that the things that matter the most in Pompeii are the timings at the higher levels, to be really fair. So the point difference, which is not that much right now, apparently or seemingly, but that has been created due to securing their buildings, or at least creating disruption between their buildings captured and then holding them. Like the buildings at the end of HNB, they have been occupied for a comparatively longer time, and that has actually created the points difference, which is now starting to grow a bit, and that is all thanks to the buildings that have been secured on the side of ANKD. Like the middle operation base, it is being secured, and the bottom helipad on the right side, that is also being secured by HNB. So this is something that has created trouble for ANKD throughout the course of this Pompeii. So now, before we had two bases on the side of their helipad, now they are four. So this means either ANKD were not as much organized, or they were not expecting this kind of fight. And because of that, they are unable to put enough squads towards the middle to secure the biocap, because only a minute is left to secure the biocap. So now I have seen that their bottom outpost, nobody is securing them. So I will send one of my squads there and try to create a diversion for their squads, or at least try to disrupt their squads that are trying to come towards the middle, and stop some of their points flow. And later on, you guys will see that I was able to successfully, I was successful in my endeavors, and I was able to distract them for a little while and stop their points flow through the captured buildings as well. So the game has been, overall the game state of Doomsday is quite difficult to comprehend now. Like you have heroes casting skills, then you have beasts who are casting skills, and then you have vehicles which are doing terrible job running about in the battlefield. So you will see some beasts, you will see some pets like lions, flying dragons, then you will see some trucks and helicopters. But only thing that you will not see on the map is the zombie. So you will not see any zombies on the battlefield. And funny thing is that this game is based around on zombies. So we can actually call it like, so yeah, here you see I secured the forward outpost. And after that I will go to some other place and try to secure that as well, just to divert their attention and stop their points flow. That was the idea behind that. And just like I said, because most of their whales are occupied towards different objectives, and because of that we were able to have more people inside the biocap fight, and because of this resultantly were able to secure the biocap as well. So this was something that I wanted to share with you guys. Of course you can see the rest of the Pompeii as well and enjoy it. So for today, armor is out, and later on you can see that Gonzo was swarming different people non-stop, and he's insanely strong as well, to be really honest. He's a heck of a beast, but I believe he did not have enough support from his team, because if they had put some faith in him and helped him out on the top side, maybe things would have been different. And they were also missing their stronger player, Mr. the Tiger. If he was here, then obviously things might have been actually a little bit more different. But we are not going to go into the superlatives. Just enjoy the fights, enjoy the show, and have a good time. And thank you for watching, guys.